The FBI is announced to be very acute,
Especially for
people are
cases.
using their phone
You know, I've been waiting here, like, where's Rob? Is this lazy dude? Where is he coming in?
So I took a picture. Anyway, they said like when you sign in at restaurants or pay things.
Just like I'm doing one now. Half the state doesn't allow.
Good morning. How are you? How bold? A lot of it.
Kicking my butt.
Good. What's supposed to do?
Oh, it's doing it.
How are you, sir? Where's our fish?
Yeah, so I don't know if she's here too.
Just kind of down the whole canal.
I guess. I hate to do that because we have such a quick closing date, but
Yeah, because I'm not gonna just push it over once I get the station and driving license.
I have his driver's license. I think I put it in there.
Good morning, everybody. Good visitor. Wave and act nice. Introduce yourself, please.
Hey everybody, I'm Nicole. Nice to meet
Tell
you.
Nicole.
Thank you for having me today.
Good morning, everybody. It is, as you all know, it is winter break for some of the schools.
Oh.
Yeah. It's winter break, and so you want to go skiing. I'm not a skier. Only where it's cold. I don't do cold very well.
I know.
You are. You're part of this office. We need for you to tell. Will you tell them, Kimberly?
If you're attending the team meeting, you can scan the code and just put in your name. It's just to help us keep a roster of the attendance.
So scan the code. It says you were here, and you get brownie points for that.
Is it the same one that's?
Yeah.
You get brownie points for that. Yes, I was in Roanoke this weekend visiting my family, and my nephew was in Keller Williams in Roanoke. She ran to look at some property, and he said, "Well, Pop, I looked at that one right there. It is 15 acres. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, and it's $245,000 home rent.
What was it?
It's like 5 or 10 acres and 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2.5, whatever it was, and it was $245,000.
Did you pull out your wallet?
I did. I just gave my American Express card.
But it might be of the market.
Exactly right. Anyway, so it was fun. It was fun to see a different market. His average sale price is about 185.
Oh, so it's underpriced.
So it's fun to see a different market, and which is really cool. So it's fun to go to different markets. Now, when he told me, he said, "Pop, let's go look at some real estate." I went, "No, thank you. No, thank you." You like it anyway. I did anyway. So anyway, so somebody else tell me something good. Robert, how's it going? In being back in the other side of real estate.
Got into a contract this weekend.
Tell us about that.
You know, there's an interesting story, and I know I get long-winded, but
Not you, Rob.
thank you, Carrie. I went to get my eyes checked, right? Which I go every year, and the lady asked me, "Do you have eye insurance?" And I'm like, "Eye insurance?" I'm like, "Do you know anybody in real estate in the United States of America that has health insurance that covers eyes?"
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, she didn't, and she started to laugh, and I said, "So I have to sell a lot of houses to buy new glasses." And she said, "Well, my son is moving here." And I asked her, I said, "Let's call him right now." She goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, you don't want me to talk to him, and then you can't help pick out where he lives. You don't want him to live in a different area in Atlanta." And she goes, "Oh, you're right." Called him, got him, and we're gonna go in contract. So always be talking.
We're gonna discuss that some this morning. All right, who else can get me some? Who here's in Bold right now? Like, tell me about Bold. So tell me about Bold. Which week is it? Out of 7.
I think we're on step 5, this coming up weekend. So Bold will expose all the flaws in your business in a good way. Because if you think you're going along just fine, you take Bold and you'll figure out where you're not doing that well and how to fix it. So yes, it's an interesting course.
You know, like that. You want anything to that, Terry?
I agree. It's been awesome. I love the energy and just not knowing.
Well, a lot of people in there are in my 20%, so it's people that know they're doing it, but they want to do more, which is interesting, okay? Bob, you want to share anything?
I just, I usually do Bold this time of the year and in October. And I do it because I need the accountability, I need my mindset reset. That's the biggest piece for me. I always have to reset my mind because there's this imposter syndrome that shows up consistently in my life, consistently. And I have to figure out how to kill that once and for all. Yeah. Imposter syndrome.
Thank you.
I don't know what it means.
You're not good enough. You're not as good as Rob. How dare you think you can list and sell $1 million properties? It's just on and on and on. So when you go into Bold, 90% of it is the mindset part, right? And they cover that beautifully.
We had about 18 people in Bold this time, which I'm excited about. I wanted 20. With 18 people in Bold this time, we're going to follow what they do and see if it affects their business. Because God, anything we can do to improve our the way we find leads is a good thing. I want y'all to look at my back, and do you all see a big what do you call them when someone's after you?
Target.
A white target on my back. Anybody see that?
No.
You see it?
Yes.
So that is so funny because we end up landing, and y'all in 2022, our office ranked where in Atlanta as far as Keller Williams.
Number 2.
2022.
2022.
Number one. So number 1 in closed volume, number 1 in closed units, and number 1 in profitability. So guys, we ended up really well with And last year, we ended up number 2 in both units and closed volume. You know who beat us? Huh? Atlanta's not that good.
North.
No, Chattahoochee.
North Atlanta.
Nope.
North Atlanta?
Keller Williams, Greg Keller Williams, Atlanta North, and Greg Keller Williams, North
North
Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
Exactly right, yeah. And Laura Dinah, who is their team leader, is fabulous. I mean, she's fabulous talent. She's a great lady, but she beat us by, it's either 15 or 17 units. You know how many agents they have?
Almost
740.
Oh.
So guys, well, what does that tell you though? If they're doing about the same amount of business with more than twice a year, what does that tell you?
We're smart, right?
We're small, might as well as it tell you.
They have more onesies and twosies.
And more ones and twos, exactly right, Joe. Exactly right, Joe. But our cap rate, which means your ability to cap, is also, theirs is that 22% ours is a bit more than 30%, 36%, I think. I mean, guys, I am proud of what we accomplished here because we work on productivity all the time here, which makes me smile. Anyway, guys, a lot of good stuff going on, but I'm okay with having a target on my back because I'm like, don't get used to being in first place because I don't like what? I don't like second place. So, anyway, cool. All right, let's move on, you all. Partners, who's up here? This partner right here. And partner, where are we gonna be next week at this time?
That's a great question. Will you be in East Cobb or Woodstock? Just kidding. We'll be in Vegas. Hey, who's ready? Who's excited?
I am.
Yes, me too. So, if you have not RSVP'd for our Thomas and Brown event in Vegas, please do by tomorrow. And I'll send out one more reminder this afternoon. Our party is Monday night, the 26th at the Four Seasons. It's gonna be so fun. And then we have our next seed class with you guys will be March the 14th. And we're gonna do the Show Me the Money seed class. So it's about financing the dollar contract. So it'll be a lot of fun. I will send that out to you as well. How cute is that? Show Me the Money. He's looking through his binoculars with all the money he's gonna make, or she. Anyway, so that's coming up, and then we still have one more week left of TMB Loves Me month on our social media. We've had some really fun giveaways and prizes. So if y'all aren't following us, do be a part of that with us because we have some fun, just good stuff that we do. And if I have not had a chance to meet you, I should have said this first. I'm Carrie with Thomas and Brown, and I'm our Director of Client Relations. And so we've been a part of y'all's office since 2006. And then we have offices all over Atlanta, from Buckhead all the way up to Blue Ridge. So we're here for all of your closing needs. We can pull legals for you if you need help with that. Miss Virginia can attest to that. And
Friday night,
it's fine. We got people.
emergency.
Yes. But you guys work all the time, and so we are here for y'all as always. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll see you in Vegas. Can't wait.
Come on, it's your all's turn.
Kimberly, is it us?
Sounds good.
You don't know.
Just go.
If Kimberly doesn't know, we're all in trouble, right?
No, you don't know we're in trouble.
Okay. I'm Reed Clark with Silverton Mortgage.
I'm Danielle Delaney with Silverton Mortgage.
And
Yes, so interest rates, just want to give you guys an update. It's not really a great update, but they went up on Friday and we priced out 6.99, costing a quarter point yesterday. So that's kind of where we're at with conventional loan pricing.
Yep. So, I mean, it's still good, guys. I mean, we're hoping to see that downward trend. My guess is, and honestly, everybody's guessing. Nobody knows exactly what rates are gonna do. My guess is later this year, we'll be down closer to 6. If it's better than that, that'd be great, right? But I'd be thrilled to see us down at 6. And, people are still gonna be buying houses. One thing that I wanted to mention to you, and this is actually the client that I was looking at last night when I priced that out. Don't forget that a person can buy a home for an elderly parent and finance it as a primary residence. For example, the man that I was talking to yesterday, his parents are moving here from China. And they're older, obviously they're not gonna have income. And he wants to buy a house that's gonna be their primary residence, and he can do that. He can do it with 5% down, he'll have primary residence interest rates. So very appealing. You can also do that for a dependent child who is disabled or something like that. I've done some of those before.
Can you claim some of the income that person's getting?
You can, Well, in that situation, they're just gonna be on the loan, and that they would be the resident and the parent would be a non-occupant or non-occupying co-borrower. So, but yeah, you can. And in this case, he needed their income. The problem is they're coming from China, they're not gonna have any income because you still have to qualify with both house payments. And that can be a challenge sometimes because this guy's not wanting to buy a little $275,000 place like maybe, he's looking at 700,000. So he's gonna put mom and daddy in style. But don't forget that it is an option, because I've had people call me many times and they go, hey, I only need to buy a house for my parents. What's the interest rate for an investment property? I'm like, you don't have to, no, you don't have to do that. So, just a thought.
Does mommy have to be in the same state?
She has to be moving here to live in that house. It's a primary residence for them.
So they get the tax benefit if it's Cobb County, they can do, so.
If their
whoever's
name's on, in Cobb and Cherokee, you know,
Yeah.
if their name's on title, they can get the school tax
okay,
exemption.
okay.
Now, I'll tell you a little, the flip flop. The interesting thing about this one is, this guy can't qualify with both house payments if he does that payment, that house for his parents as a primary residence. However, if he does it as an investment property, he can offset the payment with a prospective rent, and he can qualify for both of them. Now, he ain't gonna get 6.99.
He's not putting 5% down.
In this one, he's actually putting 30% down.
So
But
he has options.
he does have options. So there is a way to make it work. And this is why, this is a segue, it matters the loan officers you talk to. People that can figure out a way to make something work. So, appreciate you guys. Any questions? Great, thank you.
This weekend, my nephew was telling me that his loan officer says rates will probably be at 8% later this year. And I said, it's the first time I've heard that. Has anybody heard rates being 8%? Anybody heard that at all? And I said, give it a loan officer. That was funny, guys. Like, all right, welcome. Welcome sponsor. Oh, there they are. Come on up, guys. There you are. Come on. Don't want to follow that break. That delicious breakfast.
Hey guys, I'm Josh Berry, Home Inspections. This is Billy. He's the newest member of the team. We just wanted to stop in and give you a rundown on what we're expecting to happen for 2024. We just won Atlanta's Best Home Inspection Company for 2023. We're hoping to get 2024 also in two-cam champ. We provide in all inspection things that you can think of. We do mold, asbestos, radon, sewer scope. Billy can do termite inspections. Billy's had 28 years of experience with pest control service. We also provide structural assessments. We have a professional engineer that's the owner of the company, so we can do structural assessments or repair estimates if needed. And yeah, that's what we got. Billy, you got anything?
Just remind everyone, we follow up on the houses all day, go in the attic, go where you don't want to go, so we find what's needed to be found.
Absolutely.
That should be your tagline. We go where you don't want to go, so we can find what you want to find. I like that. That's my tagline. That's a good one. I want credit for that.
If you're a listing agent, you need an engineering letter, we can also provide those.
Are y'all any questions?
Is the termite, or not the termite, the wood in WOD?
Wood destroying organisms?
Yes. You guys will provide that at time of inspection?
We can do that
Well-
inspection, we can't provide those letters though. Because we're no longer doing pest control services. In the state of Georgia, you have to still be handling the chemicals and stuff like that in order to provide the letter.
Okay. Are you all in? Any other questions at all? Can we thank them for bringing us breakfast? Right? You cooked the breakfast, right?
Yeah, 5:30 this morning.
I like it. I like it. Thanks, guys. Let's see what's next. Okay. All right, guys. Social media workshop, and this is great timing for this because so many more people are doing social media these days to lead generate for business and creating valuable content and personal branding. And she's gonna be doing this on February the 21st, which is tomorrow, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And she's doing it. Please come join her, and she will help you with high-level branding, knowing your audience, et cetera, et cetera. So come on, she'll be here tomorrow, and the price is right. It is free. So come on tomorrow. Do that tomorrow. Let me see if I can see. Right, next. All right, Shred and Dump, they've changed the name of it. Anybody gonna talk about this one besides me? All right, guys, just, this is a no-brainer because everybody's got junk they wanna get rid of, and you can send this out to your database. You cannot put it on social media because can you do it if you're paying for it?
No social media.
No social media, guys,
Share our
but it is a
database.
great way to touch your database. Everyone says, how do I touch my database? I don't want to do, tell them, well, this is one that's natural. You can send it to them and then also call them in person, invite them, guys. And it is a great touch for you and your clients. It's Saturday, March the 23rd, 9 to 12. It's here, invitation only. You're not sure on social media, as we said, registration is required. Check the link. If you're a new agent, it's $125. Less than 1 year, single agent, 150, team 250, group $500. Only one team or member of the group needs to register. So guys, please do this. This is a great touch. It's a fun day. We have fun being here. So guys, just do it. It's on the 23rd of March.
Can I ask a question about
Yes,
that?
sure.
You say RSVP, but that is for us, Kimberly, or not?
This is
not?
the agent RSVP.
Yeah.
You create your own RSVP for your database.
Okay.
Exactly right, Jeff. You guys, you should do this. And it's cheap, right? But guys, so this is one of the things I love to talk about. We have an incredible woman, productivity coach, and she's really working hard on us getting our first closing. Guys, who remembers their first closing in here? I do. I remember getting lost going to the walkthrough. We had to put it on a map back, you know what I mean? There was GPS, horse and buggy, you know, so. Anyway, guys, so Jenny McAllister, is she here? Let's give her a hand. Hey, Jenny, great, Jenny. All right, and our January cappers, right? Someone tell me why I get excited about January cap. What does that mean?
You keep all your money.
You can do what?
Keep all your
Keep
money.
all your money. And in this office, of the Rawls Group, we have the highest percentage of cappers in the Rawls Group, guys. So we really focus on that. We want you to cap and be successful. And we're going to talk today about how to get you to cap quicker. So January cappers, the first one is Libby Bramlett. Let's give Libby a hand. We've talked earlier since you've been here, and people that go, well, I don't really know anybody. Who am I calling real estate? Well, Libby moved here, and she knew nobody, and was still able to cap and be the rookie of the year. So, guys, congratulations, Libby. I'm glad that you have caps again. Terry Bice, let's give Terry a hand. There you go, Terry. Share a team. Suzanne Chapin, let's give Suzanne a hand. She's capped again. These are all on spring break, on winter break. Jordan Rush, let's give Jordan a hand on Courtney's team. Is that correct? Give her a hand, guys. And Sam Metzinger, Sam Metzinger, let's give him a hand. I always remember when I call. Lessons learned. All right, guys, anybody learn a lesson last week they want to share? What did you learn last week? Did you learn last week? All right, Susan?
I mean, I don't know if this is a lesson, but so I was in multiple offers.
Uh-huh.
Our offer was the best.
What?
And the seller didn't take it because it was way below what their list price was.
What?
So that means all the offers that came in, even though there were multiple, nobody was interested in meeting the list price. So I thought that was
Interesting. So what did you take away from that?
well, I wanted to take away that sellers would be more negotiable, but I didn't learn that. So I no harm in trying.
So what does that tell you about that house though?
Well, it's overpriced.
It's overpriced and the seller's not what?
Not yeah, they're
Okay. Would you think that the listing agent is a strong listing agent?
No,
All right, Rob, tell me what you think about that.
I ran into this last week. So, and the person I looked them up like I look up everybody I put a contract in with. 0 sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy as a new agent to put a sign in the front yard and you get all excited about getting a listing. You only get paid when your client's goal is met. And if their goal is so wrong, right? And this one was $100,000, right? That I felt bad for the seller because a good agent would have said no. Now, have we taken listings that are a little aggressive? Yes, but you put in, some stipulations that you're gonna drop if it doesn't happen in 7, 10, 14 days. And then it's gonna happen like that. And then the seller is gonna think everyone else is crazy. when in reality, their expectation is so wrong.
Well, guys, some agents will just take a listing to have a listing. Have $1 million listing, Jim Crady's worth 500. Doesn't mean anything.
Right,
They're
and you
already-
spend
they're already
money.
counting that $30,000 they're gonna get paid. I hope they don't buy a car.
It's a bad business decision.
That's exactly right, Chuck. So guys, anyway, the lesson is that the market is sort of crazy out there right now. There's more things on the market right now than there was a year ago, I think. Is that true?
Yeah.
You know what?
A lesson learned.
Right,
So I have a closing that's supposed to happen on the 23rd. So last week I got a text from the listing agent saying, oh, we just found out that we need to go through probate. And so I'm thinking to myself, because he knew that this was part of an estate, and so he just listed it, and nobody did anything. And I'm thinking to myself, what are the questions I am gonna ask every time I make an offer? Because part of it, that has to come back on me. Because I really don't ask when I'm having the conversation before I make an offer, is it clean title? So maybe now I need to ask everybody, in your opinion, do you think there could be a fraud on this title? Have you checked?
Don't trust the listing agent, check the names on the deed and the tax record and see who's signing that contract. Because if one person's signing but there's 2 names on the deed, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing?
Check the deed.
How do you go ahead and check the deed?
I don't check the deed if I'm doing the buyer.
You know what, I attach it as a
Listing I do it, but for the buyer, if I'm representing the buyer, I don't check the deed.
I use it as the
Now
legal
I need
description.
to.
I check the legal description.
And Carrie will get it for you at 10 o'clock on Friday night. Yay, Carrie.
Yeah.
It's got
Yes, ma'am.
So big lesson learned.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say that a really good part of the process when you're doing, regardless on what side you're on, you always do wanna pull that realistic report, and get it over to the attorney to get that warranty deed, right? You are on the buyer side, right?
Yes,
So
yeah.
of course, what's gonna happen is, when you send it over and they go to sign it, right? When you get it back, you're gonna see that discrepancy from day one. So you could go ahead and reach out to that attorney, which within 24 to 48 hours, they should be pulling title anyway. So you should be getting that back realistically early. If you see that there is a difference in name, you wanna ask them, is this an estate? If so, ask them for the letters of testamentary.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah.
beginning, week 1, so then you don't run into this issue.
Again, yeah.
Be proactive with it, right?
Now,
Don't
why
trust
are you
anybody.
so
trust
assured of
yourself.
this? What gives you expertise in this? I'm setting you up like that. I'm throwing you a bone.
Okay, so I'm an associate broker. I have my associate broker's license. I was licensed in 2017 and grew up in the KW system.
Yeah.
I soon realized that I did well on the back end of things. And so in 2020, I opened up my transaction management firm. So I, on a yearly basis, close anywhere from 175 to 325 contracts. By myself, no assistant, hands-on. So I have learned through that, that you really want to be proactive, because there's a lot of agents, guys, out there that do not have the knowledge or the standard like you guys in KW. And so your job, right, is to protect your client and in turn protect yourself.
Are you gonna be here at the end of it? Because that needs to be part of my practice going forward. Cause I have never had this happen to me, and I'm an experienced agent, so that was a huge lesson learned for me.
Absolutely.
So I need to get that down. As a
You
smart.
need the
I
process,
need
the
steps.
checklist.
Yes, I need the steps
Absolutely.
from you.
Yes, I
Thank
will be
you.
here after.
And what's your name?
My name is Nicole.
Nicole, thank you, Nicole, yeah.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
There are a lot of listings out there right now that have been out there for hundreds of days. And these agents are and the sellers are looking at price per square foot versus condition of the house, they're new agents or one agents, we have to be better. We have to do their job, we have to do their job for them.
Yeah.
Say it again.
We have to do their job for them.
Let's talk about that in 1 minute, okay? So, guys, if you close at Lon Thomas's office, and I'm gonna use him, okay? The chances of being a title problem is what? Very slim. Why
They'll
is
find
that?
it right away.
Because they do their bid, they do it well, okay? But if you're closing with Joe Schmo, who's his own agent, and he does wills, and he does other stuff on the side, you may wanna look at him, okay, is this closing attorney, because he as an attorney doesn't make him or her good at what they do, right? Because knowing who the closing attorney is essential. The same thing, if you go to an online broker for a mortgage, are they gonna try to help you get the best deal?
No.
No, what are they gonna do?
Best for them.
They're gonna sell you what the product is best for what?
Them.
Exactly right, guys. So guys, make sure you know who your target audience is, and if it's a closing attorney you don't recognize, I would change it to do your homework very, very well. Anybody else wanna talk about that at all? Yes, ma'am.
No, I've got another scenario.
Okay, it's all right, tell me, yes.
So on Thursday, I have a listing which is due to close, what was due to close today. But he said, I'm not selling anymore. I said, why? So we had a life-changing event. I said, but you've already moved out and you're in another house. Why would you want to move back to this one? It's under contract. They've met all their deadlines. You cannot do it. So I gave him all the scenarios of why he would not listen. He said, you're not on my side. It seems like you're supporting the buyer. I called Cheryl King. She sent me a text with a picture of and highlighted what he could be, expenses he could go through, sent it to him. Instantly, he said, let's go to closing. Cheryl King.
Cheryl King is our secret weapon.
Good call, Grace. Good call.
Because guys, that's not you saying, it's who's saying it.
Cheryl.
Exactly right, y'all. Guys, so let's move into our subject for today. And we even got early today, which I love, okay? By the way, thank you for all coming today. Thank you guys, and I appreciate you being here. But guys, the market is the market, okay? Somebody describe the market to me right now. Tell me, viewers, how you see the market right now. Shelley, what about you? How do you see the market right now?
Back again to multiple offers. By the way, I have to get back my. Back again to multiple offers on good inventory.
Good.
Good inventory.
That's right.
Good inventory. Tell me how you define good inventory. What'd you say?
Well, obviously pricing is key.
It's huge, okay?
There's a lot of homes that are still overpriced, and when you're with your buyer, you have some good fortune.
I like that. How else would you describe the market?
Some people are asking for waiting appraisal.
Say it again?
Waiting appraisal.
So they're still doing that. Interesting, yeah, okay, I get that. How else would you describe the market right now? Better, good, not great, going in the wrong direction?
So I am concerned for low inventory in let's just say specific school district for specific features, let's say about 1992. And there is so many on one hand on the market and with appraisal issues.
Yeah.
And they're coming with these crazy listing price and they're getting an offer. And how is it going to affect, because obviously if they're gonna go under contract close to that, how is it going to affect 2 months from now? I mean, if I tell you crazy, a house that should have been $650 is put on the market for $800.
Okay.
It's not worth $800.
Right.
It's just not.
Sometimes it's a skill-based market, right? Okay. So in a scenario like that, you have people that happen to say, that's the house for me, and they're putting down 50% or something like that. So the thing that would affect it normally is going to be the appraisal side of the loan. Okay. Well, as Reed and these guys will tell you, is if you got a 50% LTV and the appraisal misses, and the people like the house, it's an 80% LTV. It's still going to be a deal. versus the next buyer that comes in that neighborhood and they're putting 10% down, right? And then they got a problem because I don't know if the appraisers are gonna really go the extra effort to find out on that last sale what the details of that sale were. And that's where you get into arguing appraisals, and then you find out, you're like, oh, that really wasn't a good offer.
Right.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Anybody else want to venture how the market is? Somebody asked you right now, how's the market? What would you say? Tina, what would you say? How's the market?
I'd say it's great. I mean, for me, it really does it good.
Right, and is there a particular part of the market that you sort of focus on?
Well, right now I try to do more listings, but right now I've got more buyers. Bigger, but there's definitely more inventory. I am seeing multiple offers, but I have a lot more people that I think are ready to finally do something that have been waiting for a year or two. Like they're gonna make the move this year.
All right, so more people that are ready to do something now. Who is seeing that out there right now? So more people ready to do something right now. Anybody, Eric?
Yeah, you know, the beginning of the year just started off more active, just, you know, I mean, I think being in touch with my people back in the fall and, you know, obviously led to that, which it does for all of us if we're making those activities. But, you know, I just think people are seeing that this market has stabilized with rates, you know, and they're hearing what we're all hearing, and that, okay, they may go down more later. But I am seeing more sellers and buyers come into the market.
Okay, you're seeing more sellers and buyers in the market. All right, I like that.
What's that?
Yeah,
love it.
tired of waiting.
All right, Lisa, what about you? What are you seeing?
We are experiencing more off-market deals.
Say it one more time.
We're experiencing more off-market deals. We're finding homes that, for our buyers that are not on the market yet, and sometimes we'll have sellers that just said, go find us a buyer, we don't want to go through it. So.
I don't want to go through what?
The whole showing, listening. Yeah.
All right, I get that, okay. Anybody else talk about the market? Anybody?
I was gonna say, I'd love to drill down a little bit more on that, because I know Tina and I have talked about this off-market, you know, pickup with listings, and right, it's such an interesting topic to me, just because if you're working with a seller in this market, like with these examples Shelley just mentioned and some others, and I'm not trying to, hey, if a seller wants to sell off market, that's fine, but why? I mean, to me, in my opinion, it's like, why would you do that in a market like this when you put a house on the market and you're getting multiple offers?
But that's the reason, they don't want 100,
Right,
I cannot
right,
even
in
tell
their
you,
house.
they
The
just
money.
don't
And we
want.
explain to them that they can most likely get more money putting it on the market and exposing it to everyone, and they'd just
Not worth it.
rather skip the hassle and be done with it and have that security.
Leaving money on the table is the topic,
Yeah,
right?
you
It's
say
like,
Right, but the
$100,000.
money's
Why?
not the most important thing to
they don't
them.
care.
They
They've
don't
got plenty of
care,
money.
they don't care.
interesting.
Right, do you, and I know this guy, but these commercials, I hate this, is becoming Mark Spain. And Mark Spain's a friend of mine, he's a friend of mine, he is a brilliant guy, but he is everywhere. I turn on my radio in the morning, I listen to my radio station, and the first commercial comes on, he pays, is Mark Spain's commercial. So guys, he must be doing pretty well, because what? He's everywhere.
He's all over the expired.
And exactly right, and his pitch is what?
No showings, no open houses, no stress.
Exactly right, yeah. I love how many houses you actually bought. I bet very, very few, but guys, anyway, people like that convenience. They like that convenience. So anyway, guys, I want to spend some time this morning talking about being able to lead generate, because that is still our number one job every single day. It's the number one job every single day. Yet less than 5% of agents lead generate daily. Less than 5% lead generate daily. So when I say lead generate, what comes to mind?
Phone calls.
Phone calls, all right, phone calls. We'll put that down, okay, phone calls. Phone calls. All right, someone here tell me, raise your hand if you love making phone calls. You love making phone calls. Great, great.
I don't do it enough.
Most, okay, wait a minute.
Honestly?
Don't do it enough. Huh?
Honestly?
Honestly, exactly right. Some people do, and I'm not one of the ones that love making phone calls, which I get it. All right, but phone calls, all right, what else does it mean? What does it mean?
Talk to people.
Well, I won't call people, but I will door knock.
Okay, door knock.
Yeah.
I like the in-person thing.
I just did it for the first time.
It's not horrible. Did you think it was horrible?
I got 3 leads. I'd never, in 8 years, I've never done it, and got 3 leads.
Wait, say it one more time, Rob.
So I've never door knocked in my career, right? And I'm good. I love the phone just because I have a talent for that. I don't know why, but I do. I went and I said, all right, I'm going full bore to get back into business. And I did something that's out of my comfort zone. And I went and I knocked doors around one of my listings. Not this weekend, the weekend before. And you know what? Second door, someone invited me in. They gave me coffee, like they were expecting me. It was crazy. And their son buys and sells properties. Got a lead there. I got 3 leads. I got a lady that's going to be selling in probably July, and so it was great. I had a purpose because it was around one of my listings.
All right, guys, so look at the person beside you, and I want you to share what is your favorite lead generation activity, all right? Take two or 3 minutes to talk about it, just for a minute, okay? This group is amazing, so everybody
So anyways, he's just like.
All right. Gotta come back now? All right, well, okay, Jill. What did y'all share over there? Who does open houses here at least once a month?
Say again? What was it?
Open houses at least once a month.
Open houses.
Open houses
Okay.
once a month. Who does open houses twice a month? 3 times a month. Okay, cool. All right. Open houses, do y'all like that? Anything else? Brenda, what about you? What's your favorite activity for lead generation?
I like to do small events
Okay,
with
like?
my sphere of influence.
Oh, I like that.
Just do little things, and then, just like Jill and I were saying, the face-to-face, you know, with people. I'm more comfortable doing face-to-face than I am, calling. And, we're just getting myself out there.
Okay. So, face to face, you like that better than calling, okay? All right, We'll come back, hold that thought, we'll come back to that thought. Who else? What did y'all talk about? I'll give you 30 seconds, okay? What did y'all talk about?
We talked about, DTD2, you talking to the database, and then door knocking.
And door knocking, interesting, okay? So, anything else that y'all talked about? What did I
Just
hear? What
being
did I talk about?
relational with your guys and go, you know.
Okay.
I feel more comfortable, you know, going to a public places, like a Home Depot, you know, Grab, you know, I have like a postcard with my information in Spanish on one side and English on another side, because of my name.
Think about that, guys. You see the database in 2 different languages. What about that? Isn't that interesting? I love it. That's great.
Yeah, so I feel more comfortable, you know, face to face, you know, talking with people. I'm not, I approach people, say, hey, I'm Adriana Aguilar, I'm a real estate agent. I'm just passing this information to you if you're interested in buying or sell your property and blah, blah, blah. And I start talking to people. And when I engage with them, I start, hey, do you mind if I text you? And I start, you know, taking phone numbers and emails.
Okay.
And yeah, I get good clients. Last year I have a 285 property, 850 in Alpharetta doing that. And they saw and they sell and buy. So it was good. I feel more confident. I feel safe. You know, that is very important to me because it's public places, and I don't feel like and I don't like people in my house, and I don't like phone calls. So to me, I feel more confident, and I have a lot of, you know, this is the way that I get my leads. Home Depot is the best.
But you have to be careful because I can only imagine if a manager goes and happens to talk to you and sees you, you become a soliciting at their business. And I
don't go into the Home Depot.
Where do you go?
In the parking lot.
Oh, that's still their property.
Yeah, but when have you ever been to Home Depot where you can find someone to help you?
Yeah.
All the time.
Do you?
All the time.
I never.
Well, it never happens to me. Hopefully, it's not gonna
Just
happen.
be careful.
It's like a.
Because I know they have no solicitation on that. And it's just not, but just be cautious. If they approach you, you leave.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I
I'm
would
going
not
to
want
argue
you
with
to solicit
with the
me.
manager.
Let's put it this way, if you come and solicit me, you better make sure that that person doesn't have a gun on him. I'm telling you, because people are crazy.
Hey,
So just
Shelley,
be careful.
Shelley, if it works for her, if it works for her.
But if it works for you,
I
that
got
was-
people tell me all the time, Jim, I would never go to a house because you know how people been killed in a house.
Yeah, I never do door knocking in a house because I don't.
Is she
I
correct?
don't-
Can you solicit actually legally in Home Depot parking lot?
No.
Probably not.
It's
Probably not.
illegal.
Probably not. The guy says something, I mean, can you knock on doors of houses that says, houses that, I mean, some of which says no solicitation?
No.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes, but you know why? You have to have it in front of your own house. That's what I understand. Because I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, guys, but it works for you. I get that, but be cautious. I understand. All right, what else did y'all talk about? What back on that back row back there? What y'all talk about, Ernie?
We talked about targeting a neighborhood and reaching out with a personal note to
Okay.
offer
What
services, offer resources, especially because it's the springtime, a lot of people decluttering, cleaning and so forth. So we did that recently.
Yep. I used to write personal notes in neighborhoods, when I could get the addresses and the names and kind of stuff, because I always got responses every single time, okay? What about over here? What did y'all talk about?
So Offering and I both like in person, face to face, for lunches. So last Saturday, I took two of my clients. One of them found me on Instagram, which is another favorite way that I like. And she bought a house, and then a year later referred her sister. So I took both of them out to lunch, and while we were there, real estate just naturally came up, and they both are looking to sell their homes. So I don't think that conversation would have unfolded the way that it did in person on the phone for me to discover two sellers.
Say that one more time. You don't think it would have been the same on the phone?
No, because I talked to them regularly on the phone and they never mentioned it.
Okay.
So I think it was them, like, actually, we're, like, all have ties to Florida. And so they were saying how they missed the sunshine. And I was like, well, me too. I like going to the beach. And so they not necessarily want to move to Florida, but they do want to sell their homes so they can get into a home that fits their needs better here in Georgia.
What are we hearing consistently right now, guys? We like what?
Talking.
Talking.
FaceTime.
Okay. All right. So I want to go a little bit different direction. I probably come back and ask the rest of what you thought. Okay. Let's talk a minute about Instagram. Let's talk about texting for a minute. Okay. Is anybody doing anything well that they're getting a lot of response from either Instagram or other type of medias like that, or texting? Is anybody doing something well that works? All right, Jenny, you say what are you doing well?
In our neighborhood, we have a Facebook page, and I have just sort of, I'm trying to make myself as the go-to person to find out who for pressure washing, or I need new windows, or a roofer, or something like that. And I started a conversation with this young family about 8 months ago. He got cited by the HOA for a dirty driveway, and I had posted that we had used a pressure washing company. So we reached out, and then he came back like 2 weeks later and said, well, do you happen to know, do you have a good roofer? And I was like, yeah, so I gave him that. And then he friended me on Facebook in our little page. And then he like texted me or PM'd me and said, I didn't know you were a realtor. And I was like, well, I'm your neighbor, but yes, I'm a realtor. And then he called me and I had a pre-listing appointment with him on Friday. So it was just about, I was just a resource. I'm just sort of a safe person for people to find out information from, and so that's what I've been using, Facebook and Instagram mostly.
Who's using social media to lead generate? All right, Paige, tell me about yours. What are y'all doing that maybe is helping you grow your business?
We do less real estate and more family fun and entertainment and local events. But while we're doing that, of course, folks, remember, we're just trying to stay front of mind to people. Now, I have recently started, I have an old Facebook page that I've had for a long time, so it's seasoned and
An old Facebook. Have y'all heard that one yet? I have an old face and an old Facebook page. Okay, go ahead.
and it's called Indian Hills, a Great Place to Live.
Wow.
And I own that page. And we are
promoting school events
Yes.
within the Indian Hills neighborhood, which we have 7 schools that we consider, because we have 2 sets of school districts, and then we have a couple of private schools that are considered within our neighborhood. So we promote all of their sporting events and academic events. And then every once in a while, we throw an open house in there. But it's a lot less real estate and a lot more community. And we have done spotlights for the guidance department at Eastside Elementary and interviewed some of their guidance counselors and done, highlights. We found that even though y'all might know that I'm a Walton High School football freak, the smaller sports and the individual departments at the schools that don't get the recognition that the larger sports do are more consistently visiting our page. So we also have done spotlights at the new avenue of East Cobb and what's going on there and new stores that are opening business to business. So our social media, though we do have a business page for social media that says coming soon, open house, that's more pure real estate. We also have other avenues that simply, I guess my granddaughter is the biggest thing I'm advertising, but y'all know I'm not advertising her, but if you've ever been to anything that says Paige Morgan on it, you've seen Austin Morgan dancing. And all of her dance recitals are there, and we tag it at, if there are any dance parents in here, we tag it at Rhythm Dance, #Rhythm Dance. Well, people come from all over the state to bring their kids to dance at Rhythm. So I have gone after the larger groups there for Rhythm Dance.
So you have one favorite that you love to do for your generation?
Do I have?
What's your favorite way to do that for your generation?
Open houses.
Open houses, okay, great.
Yeah, and
What's
we
mine
have,
too?
how many do we have scheduled for the next 30 days?
More than I can wrap my head around.
We have 18 open houses scheduled for the next 30 days.
I was an open house king, I did them every single Saturday and Sunday, love them. Ryan, what's your favorite form of lead generation?
For me, that's from the social media.
Social media, tell us about that, what do you do with social media?
So I find some good deal on market or off market. I put on my Facebook page, a Facebook account, and people reach out to me and ask for about that. And I told them it's off here.
Cool. Is that giving you some business? I like that.
Yeah, I got some new buyer side with me from Facebook.
I love that. Okay. All right, guys. So, what is the favorite #1 way to communicate with somebody? #1 way. I'll say what it is. What? Face to face, right? Are coffees good for you guys? Does anybody do coffees here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Tell me about coffees, Maureen.
I was just telling D'Angelo, before pandemic, it was part of my business. I would have 2 every month, right? One on a Friday, and then 2 weeks later, one on a Thursday. And the year right before pandemic, I tracked $42,000 from just the came from coffee. I sent you referrals. And so I was telling her I had a coffee meetup yesterday. But I need to start doing them again where they're part of my business every 2 weeks, because not only do I love and enjoy them, my clients do, and real estate just comes up. I don't have to talk about real estate, it just comes up, because everybody wants to know what their home is worth.
Maureen, is this like a one-on-one, like you call one friend and go for coffee, or are you having like an event?
It's a mini event.
Okay.
And I send out, I do the whole events thing where, 4 weeks ahead of time, it's to save the date or whatever. And sometimes 5 people shows up, sometimes 1, sometimes 8, sometimes 2. It's the getting it in front of their face so they know it's happening. It's the consistency where they are expecting it, because it's an event.
But I'm hearing consistently, y'all like face to face. The face to face, okay, all right, guys? All right, so let's just for fun for a minute, okay? I'll make a point, that's a promise, it'll be a short point, okay? So if you're gonna have a coffee at Starbucks this morning at 9 o'clock, what time would you start getting ready for that coffee about?
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Huh?
4 weeks ago.
Okay, great, but the day of the coffee, you gotta get up, get dressed, you get there probably a little before 9 o'clock, right? This is quarter to 9, you'll be first, because you won't order their coffee, right, okay? And how long do you talk? How long?
An hour.
An hour, so now we're an hour and a half, by the time you get back to your thing, probably 2 hours, right, okay? All right, who are my phone calls in here? Who else? Rob, how many phone calls can you make in 2 hours?
200?
Okay.
No, that doesn't mean I. Hold on.
Make it a point. Right, quick,
The point is, you don't get everybody, okay? And I'm on a dialer, and if they don't pick up, it just goes to the next call, and it's calling 2 or 3 people at a time. Because you don't, if you just sit down at your phone, I mean, unless, if Paige gets on her phone and she's calling past clients, they're gonna answer because you're in their phone and everything, but just in general, if you're circle prospecting a neighborhood and everything, no, I mean, so.
But in 2 hours though, how many do you typically talk to?
10.
Right, how many 2 hours do you talk to?
My conversations get long.
But who has your best? Mine is,
Usually 4 people.
we're going 2 hours. How about you all? How many?
That sounds,
What'd you say?
I said that sounds about right.
Is there anybody will do more than that? So guys, here's the question, okay? Are you better served to have a one-on-one conversation with coffee for 2 hours or to touch 10 people?
Whatever works best for you.
Say it again.
Whatever works best for you.
Exactly right.
Kidding.
No
No
kidding.
kidding, that is it. If it's uncomfortable
Don't do it.
Yeah.
it's gonna come off as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's gonna come off as, hi, I'm Paige Morgan, I need to sell you a house. And it's, I need to sell you a house, or as we refer to it on the Paige Morgan group, commission rep.
Okay, I'll do you the okay, I'll tell you what's up. So guys, so what is the key then? Because guys, the problem is that, now I walk almost every single morning, that's just part of what I get up at 5:15, by 5:30 I'm walking. I do it every single morning. I even do push-ups and sit-ups, the time that I do at my age, at least 4 or 5 times a week. Okay, because it's part of what I do every single day, guys. So what is the big thing, and whatever you do it what?
Consistently.
One more time.
Consistently.
All right, so someone tell me what consistency consistently means. What does that mean?
5 days a
What does it
week,
mean?
every day.
The same every day.
In other words, it's a part of your what?
Calendar.
It's a part of what you do. How many people would say that they lead generate consistently 5 times a week?
The bold hand should go up.
Should.
Bold.
Exactly right. All right, guys. So phone calling probably is the most efficient. Why is that? You can talk to how many people?
More.
Depending on you, 4 to 10 people, okay? Face to face, that probably is the what?
Like the best.
The best because you just do what?
Nurture that
See them.
relationship.
You get to see them, that's why I can ask them those questions, that is great. And when you're with them, folks one-on-one, what are they probably gonna do? Focus on you, one-on-one. If you're calling me on the phone, I have my phone down, the speaker on my, I'm looking on my computer screen, see what I have to be doing next. So I get the, all right, now, so we know that it is still a relationship type business, right? We know that, okay, all right? So besides phone to phone, besides face to face, where you said you love social media, what else are y'all doing that is like, I didn't think that would work, but it actually works great? Now, someone said open houses. Who does open houses in here? Where y'all? I don't know why you don't all open houses. Because there's people out there that got empty houses. Are you okay being an empty house on Sunday? It's okay, guys. I mean, it's safe as you can be. I mean, we don't hear about lots of open houses, so you have to be smart in open houses, because open houses are a great way to get business. I did them every single Saturday. Now, that was 30 years ago. 30 years ago, there was no computers. If you want to see that house, see a picture of what you have to do. Come to the open house, right? Has that changed? Are there pictures on it?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. But open houses still work. I promise they do. Okay, what else could you all do that may be a little bit out of the box? Who does a good job of texting? Why do you text? Why do you do texting? Yeah.
It just depends on who I'm texting, but I.
Can you hear me?
Text something different to, you know, everybody differently.
Okay.
So I don't do a mass text. I'm texting Gina and I say, hey, and just whatever, you know, depending on where I know her from. So I'll go through my database and just pick out, say, 20 people and just text them and say whatever I have in relationship with that person. Yeah.
Because some people respond better to text.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do. Some people respond better to text. Okay, you know who they are. Okay. All right. So texting. What else do you all do social media wise? Someone said stuff on Facebook, an old Facebook page, which I get. What else do you all do that works for you in social media? Instagram. Anybody doing that?
Yes.
Well, how do you use Instagram?
Instagram Messenger. That Instagram Messenger.
Use that a lot. Okay. All right. I don't do Instagram. That's fine. It's not just part of what I do. What else do you all do that's working for you? What else can you do?
I do.
Jim.
Jim?
Equity analysis letters.
Oh, okay. All right. And what do you say?
Equity analysis letters.
Okay, those work. Okay,
Those
great.
are working great right now, because it starts the conversation.
Cool, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Angela, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Hear you perfectly, yeah.
Okay. This is a perfect segue for our Shred and Purge event. Events have been a great way for me to be able to connect with clients because it's something not real estate related and it's free that we're offering them. So doing the touches leading up to the event, seeing them face to face at the event, and then the touch following the event, thanking them for coming or saying that you wish that they could have come. It's a great opportunity to reach out to your clients in your database.
Okay, so
And our Shred and Purge, our Shred and Dump event is coming up March 23rd, 9 to 12.
So Angela, so tell us your 4 or 5 touches you do for this event.
So this past weekend, I sent out a text message with a save the date. This weekend, I'll follow up with an actual invitation and then a phone call. And then the cycle repeats with a phone call, text, email leading up to the event. And then the day of, once I see them, and then afterwards they get a thank you for participating, or I'm so sorry that you couldn't make it, I hope to see you soon. So it's 4 weeks in advance, and it's at least 5 touches leading up to the event.
All right. Angela, I love that, but that was perfect timing. So that's the way that you're able to touch your client base more than once for one event, right?
Yes. And if you do an event each quarter, it keeps you in top of mind with them because you're constantly inviting them to different activities, whether they can participate or not. That's not the point, but you're still contacting them outside of real estate at least once a quarter or several times a quarter for a different event.
Cool. That's a great one. Who in here does private events? Maybe you'll do a coffee at a coffee shop, or maybe you'll do a party at your house. Who's doing those? Okay, Eric, what about you? Tell me something you've done that's worked.
So I'm doing pretty much quarterly events as well. And to what Angela was just saying, I mean, that when you have events that often, there you go. You always have a reason to call people. You have the before the event, you have leading right up to it, and then you have the follow-up. People that don't show up to your event, great reason to call them. Hey, I noticed you didn't come. Blah, blah. So always a reason to connect with people. I do a variety of things. I'm very active in my neighborhood, so I'm very farming, community involved. I just did a coffee event. I always do one the Saturday before Valentine's Day. You may have heard the term, I love you a latte. So that's been my event for the last 7 years. I do the Shred and Dump event every year, which, by the way, out of all the events I do, that's like the most popular. Meaning, it's not that I have the most people show up, but I can tell you, the people that do come to it, they find the most value out of it because they obviously get to do something and get rid of their junk, right? So if you're not signed up for that, I would highly encourage you guys to do it. I'm on the committee too, so I can, help out with more questions on that. Let's see, I do a neighborhood barbecue.
Okay.
I do a ice
And-
cream
and
truck at
approximate
our
cost-
pool.
What would you say the barbecue costs you about?
Well, so I do get,
Sponsors.
vendor sponsors, yes.
Gotcha, okay. Gotcha.
And they're wonderful.
So whatever the cost is, you share with the vendors.
The total cost
Yeah.
or what I do?
Yeah.
The total?
Yeah.
Based on the amount of people that come, because it's all about the invite, first of all, right? But the amount of people that come for that event, that's like 700 to 1,000, depending. So I had live music last year, which was
Wow.
cool, the first time I did that. And it's growing more every year. I do a ice cream social at our neighborhood pool every summer. I'm an active tennis player, out the team, so I do tennis socials. I have my banner up at the tennis court, so everybody that walks to the pool sees my information. Lisa's seen it because she's played tennis before. And it's great when my son walks
Oh,
by.
that's when you said you were throwing tomatoes at, that's right, I remember that.
Luckily,
I
there's not
called him
any,
to tell him how impressed I was.
And I finished the year with my pie event at my app, and I do it in my yard, which is not just for clients. Then I draw in neighbors too, and they love it. They say it's on their calendar every year.
Anybody else doing a major they love?
Yes,
ma'am.
we did, we just did budget work. Actually, yesterday, Courtney and I were sitting down because we had to do some booking for Memorial Day, because we do Memorial Day every year. Which is a huge event, and it's not just for clients, it's for family and friends and neighbors. It's an all-inclusive thing. And this year, we're going to spend $2,500 because we went a step further than we have in the past, and we have rented this awesome food truck, and I'm real excited about that. What I'm excited about is that it's gonna take a lot off of me personally. So I'm real excited about that. So $2,500, and I just kind of went, when I sat down, and I also had to make a deposit on the food truck yesterday, and I really went oops, because at this time of year, I would rather be receiving than giving checks. And so I said, I just, this is really hurting me. I've got to really think about that. And Courtney goes, okay, let's go back and source the source. And so, of course, my little salesperson, Courtney, who says she's not a salesperson, she showed me real quick how much business we had received as a direct result of events in general, and as a direct result of that particular event of past years. And I went, maybe we should spend 5,000. I mean, all of a sudden, I got really free with my money.
So what's our average sale here about?
434, I think.
More than five now. Right at $500,000. So what is 3% of $500,000?
15,000.
How much?
50,000.
So guys, if I take tomorrow, I'll give you, if you'll give me $2,500, tomorrow I'll hand you back 15,000. Would you do that?
And that's just one.
Pardon me?
And that's just one.
And that's just one, exactly right, guys.
I
So
think we
guys,
got three.
now, do you have to start off with a $5,000, $2,500 event?
No.
Now, what could you do? What could you do socially?
A vision board party.
A vision board party, you do that. Now, what else could you do?
Hot luck.
Brenda, yes.
I did some things and it paid off as of today. I've got to close it. But with my old colleagues at the middle school, twice a year I take stuff up there and do it, and then have a drawing for one of my Brittany's Kitchen cakes. And then I take food for them, like at conference time and the testing time. And then I've got a closing today as a result of that. One of the ladies I work with, her son, and now I'm closing their house today, and I've got 3 others that are going to be selling within the next year. And so.
Again, guys, what is that? That's called what? Face to face. They work very well. Yes, ma'am. Lisa?
Okay, so we do several different things, but I struggle, like executing it's just not my gift, you know what I mean? Like, you better make it 100 phone calls, but I enjoy it. And, so we've got a few things that we do every year that are consistent. But one thing that we're trying this year, which I have my first one today, is, you know, we sell all over. Like I mean, I guess the most of it is in East Cobb, but I do a lot in Cherokee and Paulding, you know, all over. And so, a lot of times they won't come to events because it's not convenient. And so we decided to have kind of regional lunches that we invite people to. So we pick a segment that is geographic of past clients and people who have referred us business, good sphere, and invite them to lunch and just to thank them and just, you know, anything you can suggest we could do better, what can we do for you, you know, just come have lunch with us and enjoy it. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes and what kind of, you know, participation that we have where we make it easy. Like maybe one will be in Woodstock, one will be in Smyrna, you know, West Cobb, just to kind of regionalize.
And are you just
And I think I do better in small groups anyway. So, you know, you can have deeper conversations with them.
Shelley, what's your number one event that you use for lead generation? Phone calls? Yeah.
Phone calls.
Then why, all right, so why phone call rather than face to face? Because you're good both ways. Why phone calls?
Cause I like talking, you know, I like talking to them to see, and the phone call is not about real estate. I don't call about real estate. I call to find out how's the dog, how you just had a surgery, something happened. Yeah, just a call. And I started this week that my assistant is actually holding me accountable to that. So up till now, I was like, okay, I got the list. Let's see who I'm gonna call. But now it's like, okay, I have so many, and it has to be made. And if they don't answer, I leave a message. And you know, and they call or they'll send a text. But that is really, yeah.
And that works
but
well for you.
That works for me, yeah. But I like your idea of the small groups because I cannot do what Paige is doing. God bless you with all these big things. I can't. I like the small groups. It really, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
One of the things that I found is handwritten letters. People like getting them in the mail, like not only for birthdays and house anniversaries, but like I've only done this 2 years. St. Patrick's Day, I send $1 scratch offs in a handwritten letter saying how lucky I am to be your realtor and I value your referrals. And it's just a constant touch. Easter, I do something. Summer, I send out Brewster's gift cards and little ice cream stationery, you know. And it's just a baby step until we get to be the Paige Morgans where we can, $2,500 doesn't intimidate us, but it's a constant touch and they like getting a handwritten note in the mail. Nobody does, well, a lot of people don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I love it.
I do too.
Tell me what you learned, what you gleaned today from this conversation. What did you take? What can you take home that you can change? You can do.
I took notes, and so I am switching up a few things next year. I am doing
Next year?
This year. So
Today.
hang on, the events. So I'm gonna do the pie event in my yard before I go to Florida. Because usually I'm hopping on that plane going to Florida, so that whole week I'm away. And I've been trying to figure out a way to show appreciation before I go. So I'm gonna do that pie event in my yard this Saturday before. So that's on here.
What else did you take away? Ma'am?
All the things work.
Yeah.
If you do them, now, if you're gonna spend money on neighborhoods, you just sold a $450,000 house in Cinema, here's what I sold, just keep your money, give it to me. Right. Give it to me. Now, is there a chance you get this out of that?
Yeah.
There's always a chance in there, okay, guys? But that is, if it's not consistent, it probably is not the best use of your money. Anybody disagree with me on that? Because I'm not out there. Okay, guys? Save that money for something else, guys. but consistency is the thing, and that if you're gonna do it, that someone holds you accountable. If you don't make your 25 phone calls today, who holds you accountable?
Someone needs to.
Your spouse, I mean, whoever. So God, doing it consistently is the thing that seems to make the difference, is being able to do it. God, if it works for you, it works for you, then heck, just do it. But yes, sir.
I just want to, real quick, I know this will make Angela smile, but I want to plug the Shred and Purge event, or Shred and Dump events, what it's called, one more time, because people talked about budget concerns of being able to do events. $150, guys. $150 is all it takes if you are one year or more in the business. If you're a new agent, it's $75. If you're a new agent, 1 year or less. in the
No,
business.
125.
Did I miss it?
125, new agent.
New agent is now 125. Okay,
Yes.
sorry, I know they made some changes. But 150 for an agent if you year or more. So cheap. It's cheap.
It's just paper, like, to get rid of, they just can't come with.
No, it's
No,
junk.
dumpsters.
Like, so you tie that into the spring cleaning.
It's in addition to the shred.
But with that, $150, okay? If you're not gonna call people prior to the event, please stop at my office, it's over here in the corner, and drop your $150 off.
Yeah, got it.
Because I can do a lot more with it, for you, with you, and about you, and for me.
Don't worry if people don't show up.
Than wasting that money, that's the thing that it's, everything that we've talked about. If you don't start the coffee 4 weeks before, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Just drop the money off at your favorite charity, because that's exactly what it is. Like Jim said, if you're gonna send one postcard out, don't do it. Don't do it. Find something else to do that's for you. The shredding event is something that $150, and you get to make, I say more than 4 calls, because I would be making more than 4 calls, and I would be doing constant contact, and I would be doing door knocking, and I would be doing a lot of other things, and I would be doing advertising of it during my open houses, and I would put it all together, but that's called having a marketing plan.
Last thing, Jim, sorry, is it's the easiest call to make, you guys, because
Yeah.
even more than my coffee event or my barbecue, because even those things are nice and they get a free meal and all that, this adds value to them. Because everybody has junk they need to get rid of, so it's the easiest call to make.
Are you also, about once in 3, 5, 6 months, one of our partners will have a cocktail hour with free food, free drinks. And do you know, if I don't call you all and invite you in person, you won't come? Sure. Because you're busy. And respectfully, the way I see it, for me, I would think, Jim, why do I wanna go to a place and have an average glass of wine? I can go home and have a nice glass of wine. And I get that, guys. So even when I give y'all something free, we get on the phone, we call you, we text you, because if not, you don't show up. But if I call and say, hey, come, I'd love to see you that night and hang out with you, you'll probably show up. If I don't, you probably will not. If I call Ernie and say, Ernie, I'm gonna have a bourbon, come have one with me, Ernie's gonna come. Isn't that right, Ernie?
Right.
Exactly. Yes. So it's the touch that makes the difference. It's being able to touch them. Right, yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, if you've ever been invited to something yourself and you can't come, do you not feel special that somebody invited you somewhere? So think about just the act of inviting. And if that's, if they don't come, they still feel something because you invited them.
As I would tell you to go and buy 2 tickets for the parade to this summit. Just buy 2. Buy 2. They don't have to be behind home plate. Just buy 2 and give them away. You'll make how many calls? Probably 40 calls to give them away. But the 30 people before them think, hey, they're not going to call me and give me a break. They didn't even ask where they are.
Andrew
They
does
didn't
that
raise
a
it.
lot.
Huh?
Andrew Morgan does that.
Andrew Morgan does that very well.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
He does that well. So
And the key to that is don't call way in advance.
No, he did.
Because then you give them away too quick.
Yeah.
Because anybody can look at their calendar and say, oh yeah, I can go, thanks.
So
You call
he
the
gives
day
them
before, they
away,
have the calendar.
he gives them away 100 times because he'll call the day of the event. I'm sorry, we're not gonna be able to go. Austin's got something. Please, can you take these tickets off my hand? By the way, they're right next to so-and-so Billy Bobsled, and tell him that Andrew Morgan said hello. I sold him a house. Oh, I'm sorry, did you bring real estate into that conversation?
We want, we can strive with house and market. Some people have their worst year last year. Angela, I'm going to connect you. What was your thoughts?
Well, I was going to say along the lines of what Susan said about events, kind of like a reverse event is if a client invites you somewhere, like a birthday party, a baby shower, a closing gift I get to like some of my higher price point clients is I will throw the housewarming party and they just like, when I walk in with that big box of wine, they're like, oh my gosh, like, and the clients always go, oh, this is my real estate broker. And they're like, they will like boost you up to their friends and family, and people with money usually know other people with money. So it's like reverse events are great too. So when people invite you, I always try to go where I'll like send a gift if I'm unable to go.
I love that idea. Go to someone's party and take a whole case of wine. I love that idea. It was worth the whole price of admission. Which I love. Guys, what I'm telling you though is that last year, some agents had their worst year ever. Others had their best year. What's the difference?
Effort.
Say it again.
Effort.
Effort. This year, guys, we're gonna sell. Last year we sold in this office about 1,700, 1,800 units. And guys, somebody got their unfair share of those units. So guys, if you will have a consistent, whatever you like to do, if you have a consistent way to lead generate, you will do well this year. If you always say, oh, during the market sucks, there's no listening out there, then you won't do anything this year. You will not. But if you'll go out there and lead generate, you will do your share business and probably more because it's a consistency of it. And you can't start off with a $25,000 party, because I can't. But once you've done enough stuff in the bank, then you've got to pay yourself off. Any closing thoughts about anybody? Did get a chance to talk? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I got a chance to talk. I just want to say, as your ALC member and as part of the finance committee, and something that I have been working on and my coach has been working with me on is that everything that we've talked about today costs a little bit of money. Most of what we talked about today costs a whole lot of time. So financially, if you are not using the MREA chart of accounts, you need to be using your chart of accounts for accounting, and you need to see how much income you have versus where you are going to spend that income. Not just the percentage of income that you're going to spend, but what percentage is going to go where. And if you start operating your business as a business today, then in 25 years, you will still be operating your business as a business, or someone else will be operating your business for you as a business.
I'm going to put we'll close. At some point, the rate will go back down to 5.95, 5.7. It's going to happen. When that happens, it's going to happen like this. And you're going to say, oh my God, there's my best friend's house. Mary Smith listed it. You know why Mary Smith listed it there? Because you didn't call them. You didn't touch them. I just saw them last July, at the 4th of July. We talked to them. I saw them. I don't know if you remember them. So guys, touch your database right now. Touch them regularly. Don't call the time with, what do you call it? Commission breath?
Commission breath.
Just call them. Just say, how's it going? I saw you had happy birthday. And quit. Just do it on Facebook. Make you wish your birthday. Call them. Someone in this room is going to take them this room. They're going to do it. And their business is going to thrive this year. And I hope it'll be you. Anything else we didn't talk about, Kimberly? There's a what? Angela, do you have something else, sweetheart?
It's Fatima.
Fatima? Someone got their hand. Is that you, Fatima?
No, I just forgot to put my hand down.
Okay, good. Good. Take your hand down, girl.
No, I just happened to say that for me, the lead generation has been open houses, and I've just got lucky with a few good ones. So yeah.
Open houses work for you, right, Fatima?
Yeah. And I do it consistently, as you said, every week. So I keep my fingers crossed.
I will tell you, my best friend, Charlie Leslie came to their house. That's how my little Kenny's family has done about either 15 or 17 million dollars worth of business over the past 30 years.
That doesn't mean putting an open house sign out Sunday
Right.
morning. I mean, it really doesn't, I mean, if you're gonna do that, that's the same thing as running over to my office and dropping $150 in my pocket. If you don't do the whole thing, if you don't do an open house all the way through, open house activities are 5 days a week. And there's something that you have to do on every one of those days. So, you know, again, don't waste your money or your time. If you're gonna go throw an open house sign out, you know, throw it in your own yard.
That's true.
Because it doesn't work.
I will tell you that, I do push-ups and sit-ups 3 or 4 mornings a week. And my grandsons laugh at my push-ups and sit-ups. They like, but I do them. You know what I mean? It's better than doing nothing, right? And I will respectfully agree with her. I'd rather you show up with a sign and do the open house 3 or 4 times a week than do nothing at all. At least it's starting the right direction. Now, if you prepare for it and you send out stuff, does it make it better? It does.
A lot.
The idea is to show up and do it consistently. It's like I walk every morning. Should I be running? Good luck with that. But guys, at least if you show up, guys, half of life is showing up, right?
That's true.
Now, if you prepare for it and do it well, then your results will be better. Anything else you want at all when you talk about?
Learn the plays, run the plays.
Yes.
Run the play, that's right, guys.
Yes.
Thank you. And ALC, would you stand for 1 second? ALC this year, enjoy your day, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.